How's it going, everybody? I just want to do a quick video on something I just picked up maybe about 2 weeks ago or so. It's kind of like on a whim. I happened to go into my local Roll King, and they had one of the Sccy, the DVG1 for $179.99, which that was a pretty good deal for the optics cut. It does not have a red dot on it, but it is able to accept one. So of course this is my CPX2, and I know people were probably wondering why, if you've seen my other videos where I had issues with this gun, why would I trust Sccy again? And again, for all those that haven't seen my other video, I know, you know, these are either hit or miss. You either have good luck or you don't. And of course, you know, they're just cheap, so that's why I bought them. Not something that's my go-to or primary, you know, home defense or carry gun. You know, I got way better quality guns for that, but again, they're cheap, so, and they're kind of fun to shoot. So yeah, I did take another chance and bought another Sccy, and here it is, the DVG1. And of course, this is the newer variant, or fairly newer one, where it has the quad lock. So basically it's just I guess like 4 points of contact on the barrel, like where it's supposed to make it stronger, more accurate maybe, or I'm not really 100% sure. But it's in the gray finish, I believe they said it was on the slide, and or I'm sorry, the frame. And this time I got the blued finish, or not really blued, and I don't know what kind of finish they're using. I don't know if it's melanite or whatever. I really haven't looked into it. So again, the DVG is the striker fired variant, whereas the older the CPX2 is hammer fired, kind of like a long double action, like revolver, like trigger pull. And so yeah, since getting this one back, it has been a lot better. The last range trip, I only had one issue with it, and it was not the gun. It had a very good strike on the primer, but it didn't go off on the one round, and it was one of my reloads, which is kind of a shocker. I never had any issues with my reloads before, but so other than that, it locked back and shot and everything perfectly. So far this gun has been working really good. Of course, I still need to put more rounds down the range. Of course, with the box, you just get some paperwork, manuals, the lock and stuff, so nothing really fancy with this. You do get 2 10-round magazines, and they both have the pinky extension on it, and of course it is unloaded. And so yeah, now they went with a flat trigger versus the older CPX2, and where they hit a more curved trigger, which I do prefer the flat trigger. That's pretty nice, and it does give you a little bit extra room in the trigger guard for gloved fingers, if that's something you may end up doing, or something in the cold weather. Of course, they did change the overall slide dimension. It's more squared. I kind of don't know what I like better. I kind of like the curvature of the CPX2. It kind of has a little bit better looking design, and not just square and blocky looking. But I'm sure they did it because of now that they have the optics cut, so it's a lot easier to install that with a flat, more squared slide and everything. But I'm sure they could have somewhat designed, you know, this slide to be able to, you know, like a flat part here to where you can still put your optic and stuff and still keep those lines. Just my opinion. I kind of like the look of this design better. You can see the barrel too is different. It has a different, more like belled profile at the end, or flared out, where the newer versions with the quad lock, they went with a more traditional round style barrel design. Of course, this one does not have a pick rail, but other than that, everything's fairly much the same between the two guns, just the new design with the slide being a quad lock, the barrel, and then of course front serrations on the front here. And these do take, I think they said Glock 43 sights, and maybe one other Glock variant iron sights. So they're interchangeable if you find set of red dots or I'm sorry, set of night sights or something that you like better than these, you can very easily, you know, drift these out and replace them. And it does take the Glock tool to take the front sight off. But other than that, I mean, of course, you can see it's different because it's striker fired now. And the trigger pull is definitely an improvement over the longer double action pull that a lot of people didn't like. So of course there's pros and cons in a way. Pros with this version is that it does have the double strike capability. In case you do get a light primer strike, you can just pull the trigger back again. This one being striker fired, you do not have that option. If you have one that goes click, you would actually have to rack it again and take out that round. Of course, to put your optic, you just have the two Allens. They do not include a tool for that, but I'm sure it's pretty much a standard, you know. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to try the striker fired version, and you know, it's cheap enough that I says, you know what, why not? And also maybe I will decide to put a red dot on it one day, since I don't have any other firearms that have that optics cut. But of course, it's kind of silly when the red dot probably costs just as much or more than the gun itself, but it is what it is. So, or I may not do that, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe I might leave it like this as iron sights, but at least I have the option now. I did mark the magazines with a Sharpie, so I know if it is the CPX2 or the DVG. They are interchangeable. I just wanted to do it just in case if I run into an issue with one of them, I know which one it was originally for. Maybe it might work with this one versus the other one, or vice versa. I just kind of wanted to, you know, that way I know what originally went to what gun. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, everybody else probably knows a lot more about these than I do. Again, I know they're not the greatest. You either get one that works perfectly or one that's a problem child. So I have not, unfortunately, shot this one yet, just because of the weather. I shoot outside, and it's been crappy and rainy and snowy and cold and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get to shoot this very soon so I can see the reliability on it. But yeah, definitely the trigger pull is definitely much improved over this CPX2, which some may say, well, this might be better for carry because you don't have to worry about accidentally discharge with that longer, heavier pull, which, you know, could have a good point to that. It just all depends on everyone, their preference. So I do get the type of grip tape on this one. Not sure if I'm going to do it to this one yet or not. You can see they did change the back strap design versus the older one. It has like these little holes or so. But other than that, so yes, I'm giving Sccy another chance. And hopefully this one will be a good performer. If it becomes very reliable for me and never gives me any issues, who knows, maybe it may get thrown into the rotation of a carry gun, you know, but, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep my better quality guns for that and keep these as range toys and maybe just a truck gun just to leave in the vehicle, you know. So other than that, that's pretty much about it. You know, definitely they did improve it. And then some ways I kind of like the old design with the way the slide looks, but that's just my preference. Some people may like this look better. Maybe they could have did this design but with the front serrations and then the cutout for the red dot, you know, but keep the curvature of this design. But yeah, so regardless, I'm not going to get rid of this one just because, you know, that way I can have both to kind of go back and forth to, and you know, just that way I got both designs. Ooh, excuse me. But that's pretty much about it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and thanks for watching.